I just wanted to share where I'm at with a pitch for our school to become a Google Apps for Education school. So I'm compiling a bunch of research at the moment, and I'm trying to build an evidence base for our school to try and become a Google Apps for Education school. And our focus is on improved literacy and basic computing skills. So our goal would be to become a Google Apps for Education school while increasing the students' real-world computing skills, and by that I just mean basic functionality and using Google Docs and the computer as our primary resource, so pretty much replacing paper, and increasing student literacy in an English classroom context. The process would be I'd need to build a case using a Google Docs literacy trial. So we would replace paper and use Google Docs and all its apps and functionality to build a case for becoming a trial school. We'd have to also present the theory behind why we think it's a good move, and then we'd have to support the theory with results, so that's concrete results in literacy. We've got a few driving questions that are going to push this research project forward. The questions we need to ask is how we can use Google Docs to increase literacy. That means accessing all the functionality that it has to offer. What theories we'll use to guide our learning design, and how we'll measure our success. So for now, where the research project's at the moment, I'm going to be concentrating on the first point there, how we can use Google Docs to increase literacy, and some of the IT-based and literacy-based theories that are going to drive our project as well. How we'll measure our success, I'm not really sure about how we're going to do that yet. Okay, so some of the theories behind this project. First of all, we have John Hattie's notes on feedback here. So we've got here an increased effort and employment of more effective strategies. So we're experimenting with real-time feedback. So changes in strategy are going to be quicker than if we have to wait to collect books and stuff like that. So the main focus of our research project is maximizing the feedback that ICT has to offer. And our main effects here for feedback are getting the students to understand how well the tasks are understood and performed, and the processes needed to understand and perform tasks. That flows on to how students use that feedback in their own composition, leading hopefully to better literacy. And after we have established levels, improved levels of literacy, then we can move on to stuff like self-regulation and personal evaluation, but that's not the focus of this project. The main pieces of effective feedback are going to be where they're going. So the goal is to use the increased skills in their own work and how they're going, so teachers can give instant feedback on how they're going. So the student use of Google Docs is almost a substitution, except that they will be learning workplace skills and real life skills on the computer that they wouldn't have learned by handwriting. So you could say it's an augmentation, so functional improvement or substitution, but the real modification and redefinition element, I believe, is the feedback, because we can use voice feedback, we can use feedback that sort of transcends space and time. We can give feedback out of class time so that there's feedback ready for students when they come back, and we can give feedback in real time that was previously inconceivable. The literacy framework that we're working within is Brian Gray's Accelerated Literacy Program, and most of the resources we are trialling are to do with this transformation part of the text. So it involves close study, analysis of text, pulling text apart and finding out how it works, which then feeds into spelling and writing. And this has been shown to work in remote Indigenous communities, and it's been successful in low SES, low literacy groups in South Australia as well. And I believe that it forms the basis of the Reading to Learn program as well, the theoretical basis. So now you may like to go to the rest of my YouTube channel to see some of the demonstrations on how we can optimize feedback and the kind of add-ons we can use and all the different added bits of functionality so that we can get the most out of our Google Docs lessons and hopefully move all our lessons over there so that we can begin our trial to see if we can improve literacy and get on the Google Apps for Education bandwagon.